So if Mr. Walsh was asked these questions, did you hold your hand, did you hold your wife's hand during any type of procedures? Were you aware that, would it surprise you to find out that your wife had a miscarriage? Any of that be surprising to you? Did you know this?
Now, Ms. Walsh, I'm going to ask you a little bit about the context of that clip. Can you explain what was going on in that clip?
She's, in my opinion, trying to threaten me.
What I mean is that part of that 6-hour live?
Yes.
So what we heard was Ms. Oriani seemed to be acting out sort of a court proceeding.
Yes.
Can you tell me, did you view that entire video?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell me the context of what she was doing with the objections and things like that based on your having watched it?
She was holding a mock trial for this hearing and going through what she said she was going to ask me and calling me Mod Squad.
Okay. And was that a mocked up cross-examination of you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you make your online persona a personal matter?
No.
Do you keep your business and personal life separate online?
Completely.
Do you use your full name online?
No.
Do you use any identifying information about yourself?
No.
And do you identify your husband or your daughter online?
No.
Have you ever inadvertently identified your daughter online?
No. Not to my recollection.
At some point, did you inadvertently say your daughter's name and not put it online?
I can't remember the date, but there was a private members only live that I had, and I slipped up and said her name and deleted the live.
So is it fair to say that you take pains to make sure that you do not publish any personal identifying information?
Yes.
Okay. At some point since January 17th, did Ms. Oriani publish identifying information about you online?
Yes.
Do you remember the date of that?
There's been multiple dates.
May I approach?
You may.
Would it refresh your recollection to see the document that you made? And what identifying information did she share at that time?
My full name, my full legal name, my husband's full name, and my IP address.
And what type of identifying information is included in an IP address?
That's my personal, people that get that can hack you, do pretty much whatever they want with it if they know how.
Is it also linked to a specific zip code?
Yes.
Okay, and in this case, would that be linked to your home zip code?
Yes, it could.
Okay, I'm going to play for you what has been marked as Exhibit 2B.
The court IP address, got it.
And can you describe what the image is on that video?
It's the bottom portion of a NDA, and it has the IP address on the bottom, and she showed it in public live.
Okay, and did you take this clip?
Yes.
Is it a true and accurate representation of what happened on the video?
Yes.
I request that the court admit Exhibit 2B.
Any objection to 2B? No, Your Honor. 2B will be admitted.
Your Honor, I want to double check on my work. Was Exhibit 7E admitted?
No, it was not.
Your Honor, I apologize, that was the clip from just a moment ago with the mock trial and the cross-examination with the personal questions, including whether my client had an extramarital affair and a miscarriage, and I request that be admitted as Exhibit 7E.
Ms. Oriani, any objection to 7E?
No, Your Honor.
7E is admitted. How about 2B? Do you have any objection to 2B?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. 2B is also admitted.
Now I want to direct your attention, Ms. Walsh, to one more clip that I want to show you and then talk about before we request for it to be admitted. I want to direct your attention to January 20th. Did you watch a live show that was someone else's show on January 20th?
Yes.
And whose show was that?
Natasha Cooper's.
Who's that?
She's another YouTube creator.
And at some point, did you see Ms. Walsh comment in the community while you were watching that?
Ms. Oriani did comment.
Okay. And can you provide some information about the discussion and then Ms. Oriani's comment?
They were discussing the service of her TBO, and she was saying that Vanessa Walsh did this to my son, that it traumatized her son, and that Natasha Cooper said that I should have my ass beat, and she agreed.
Okay. I'm going to play this clip.
The intent.
But for him to do this and have another man with him, whether he was a legal process server or not, he needs his ass beat. And whoever sent him there needs their ass beat. You don't do this kind of thing intentionally to hurt a child. And that is exactly what they did this for. They did this at this exact time.
So I want to direct your attention on this clip at 29:21. Who's this a photo of in that small circle with the comment at 29:21?
Ms. Oriani?
And is that her screaming?
Yes.
What is that screaming?
Truth and transparency.
And what is her response to the other person saying that whoever did this needs their ass beat?
Vanessa Walsh hired him.
Your Honor, I request that Exhibit 3A be admitted.
Ms. Oriani, any objection under the rules of evidence to 3A?
No objection.
3A will be admitted. Again, it goes to the weight, not the admissibility.
So, Ms. Walsh, we have discussed a number of things today, including tagging you so that it shows up as a message to you, including what occurred last night, including, certainly somewhat, I don't know how to exactly characterize it in a neutral way, but content of certain videos that appeared to be aimed at you since Ms. Oriani was served. Do those represent the only times that she was either tagging you or directing video content at you?
No.
So if Ms. Oriani is posting video content that is about you or directed at you and doesn't tag you, can you ignore it?
No.
Why not?
Because the way that, sorry, I can explain this. The way that the algorithms work on YouTube as well is because she does tag me so much, even though I'm not subscribed to her channel, it still appears in my feed.
So with it still appearing in your feed, you get it automatically when you sign on for your job?
Yes.
And do you also hear about it from other people?
Yes.
when Ms. Oriani mentions you in a live, how often do you hear from other people about it?
On average, I could have 20 to 50 people send me that.
So given your current employment as a full-time YouTuber, is it possible for you to avoid Ms. Oriani's comments about you?
No.
Give me one moment. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Zimmerman, do you want to ask your client any questions about what brought her here in the first place?
Your Honor, I believe that the court heard extensive evidence about that. I certainly can backtrack and go through that because Ms.
Well, it's
Oriani's...
not backtracking, counsel, when Ms. Oriani wasn't present the first time.
I understand, Your Honor. Ms. Oriani is in possession of the complaint and stated that she did not plan to testify today, which causes me to believe that she acknowledges the things in the complaint. But I would, I think you're right, Your Honor, that it will be safer to go through.
It's your case.
So the court did see a lot of the information that Ms. Walsh had earlier on, and so I'm going to start and go over in sort of a quicker fashion. Ms. Walsh, how did you initially come in contact with Ms. Oriani?
I have a question here. She's talking about the court saw a bunch of stuff prior to. Is that admitted into evidence or like exhibits?
It's not admitted into evidence as an exhibit, Ms. Oriani. That first hearing is what's called ex parte,
Yes.
because Ms. Walsh was the only one present. And so while the court can take judicial notice of the court, whatever is in the court file, and I was the presiding officer, none of that was subject to cross-examination. And so what I'm telling Ms. Zimmerman is that I want it heard again because I want you to have the opportunity to cross-examine. I'm not, as I said at the beginning, I love trials. I love trials. I've 3 decades in the courtroom, and I really believe in cross-examination. And so rather than limit any exposure, especially since I'm dealing with you who is ex parte, I want to hear it again, subject to cross-examination and a different set of eyes. So
Thank you, Your Honor.
that's what I was doing there, is letting Ms. Zimmerman know I want to hear more.
Thank you. So, Ms. Walsh, we talked previously about your job as a YouTuber. And what genre of channel do you have?
True crime.
And is that a large online community?
Yes.
How would you describe the nature of the work that you do in the true crime community?
We research and analyze and then have make content. And I also have a discussion group, but make content about cases all over the world.
Okay. And are you familiar with Ms. Oriani's channel?
Yes.
And what is the name of her channel?
Truth and Transparency.
How would you categorize her channel?
She says it's true crime. I would categorize it as drama.
Okay. Is it, does she, on her channel, purport to place herself under the umbrella of true crime?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you initially come into contact with Ms. Oriani?
I was first made aware of her because I was sent a post, a threatening post that she posted December 31st, 2020.
So December 31st of 2020, and what was that post?
It's a post in a large group where she talks about my channel and me. I go on Facebook, I'm Vanessa, and she's angry in the post and then tags her current location at the bottom as Tessa's house.
Do you recall what she was angry about? Just broadly speaking.
The Chris Watts case.
Had you commented on the Chris Watts case?
Yes.
And had Ms. Oriani also publicly commented on the Chris Watts case?
Yes.
Okay.
So, sorry to answer your question fully. I knew her through that and through her online Shazam video.
Okay. So on December 31st of 2020, she posted something saying that she was at your house, which,
Yes,
and she was not in fact at your house.
correct.
Around that time, did you come to the understanding that she had requested information about your home address?
No, I didn't know that until this December.
Okay. At what point did you initially engage with Ms. Oriani?
August 6th, I believe, of this year.
August 6th of this year hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I mean last year, I'm sorry.
In 2021? 2021?
Yes, 21, sorry.
And had Ms. Oriani attempted to engage with you between December 31st of 2020 and August of 2021?
Yes.
How often?
I know of at least 2 times where she asked my employee that she wanted to be on my channel and to send me a video.
And what did you respond?
I said no.
Why?
I did not want any association with her because of the nature of her Shazam videos.
And what is the nature of the Shazam videos?
She wears a corpse filter and mocks. She plays a deceased Cheyenne Watts and mocks Bella and Cece's death.
Okay.
Sorry, Bella and Cece Watts.
So I would like the court to take judicial notice of the fact that the Watts case is a Weld County case originating in Colorado from, I think, 2018, wherein Chris Watts pled guilty to killing his wife and 2 daughters, and this was a case where he disposed of the bodies of the girls in oil tankers on the Anadarko site. It was a nationally relevant news story and is something that I think
I don't know that it's appropriate for me to take judicial notice of it. Your client has mentioned the case. I don't know why I would need to take judicial notice of the case.
Will you clarify who Bella and Cece are?
The daughters of Shanae and Chris Watts.
Did Chris Watts murder them?
Yes, he did.
So now go back and explain again what the Shazam videos are with that context.
She wears a corpse filter and
I'm sorry, when you say she, who are you?
Ms. Oriani wears a corpse filter over her face, and
What is that?
it's
Your Honor, I do have the videos if it would help the court. They're profoundly disturbing, which is why I am not playing it.
I guess I'm not even sure how it's relevant.
I think that watching the videos is not relevant. The only part of it that is relevant is that is the reason that Ms. Walsh was not engaging with Ms. Oriani was because she did not want to be associated with the creator of those videos. That's it.
So you could really sum that up by saying that Ms. Oriani has a website that Ms. Walsh finds distasteful or irreputable.
Yes.
Okay,
You're on.
let's move on.
Okay. Why did you then choose to engage with Ms. Oriani when you did?
there was a live on a different channel that was set to it had the advertisement up the advertisement was half my face and Ms. Oriani's face, and it said that they were going to fully dox us, which means publish our personal information on a live.
Why did that cause you concern?
Because I am very private and that's not been done, so I contacted YouTube to stop it.
And so, did you reach out to Ms. Oriani or did she reach out to you about that?
I reached out to her to see if she had seen the ad and was able to reach YouTube.
Okay. And then what happened?
YouTube told me it would take 48 hours. The video was set for 24. So I was basically in a panic trying to see how we could get it to not air.
Did you think that by working with Ms. Oriani, you could get it to not air?
Yes.
Will you describe how your interaction with Ms. Oriani progressed after that?
The conversations were friendly, and after that, we spoke about mainly, bullying online, things of that nature. In August, in September, there was one day in particular, I think she sent me 13 messages in a row. I was not responding as much, trying to kind of back off of it. And then I think we spoke again in November.
And what happened after you spoke in November?
We spoke in November, and then towards the end of November, beginning of December, there was a shift that I noticed.
What did you notice?
She, despite being friendly in the conversations, started having lives. So she'd be friendly to me in the conversation and have a live accusing me of things and being adversary. So
It is a live, are you talking about a live stream?
a live
sort of
broadcast, yeah, like a TV show.
And so what did you do to discontinue communication with her?
First, I tried to talk to her to see if I could control the situation that way and just kind of keep on good terms so nothing would escalate, just to be nice.
How long was that phone conversation?
On December 2nd, I believe it was 5 hours, and it was right after a live where she had accused me of something and then made one of my employees very uncomfortable, and I contacted her about that.
Is it fair to say that you thought that if you could talk to her that you could fix the situation and get her to stop doing it?
Yes.
Okay. Did that work?
No.
What did you do next?
It ended up having the opposite effect, and so I blocked her on December 21st.
What do you mean it had the opposite effect?
I felt like the nicer I was and the more I tried to reason with her, the more irrational she became. She basically said that I need to publicly back her and her version of things or else, and tagging me in videos and things. I even asked her to please not do that, not tag me anymore, and she said that she'll do what she wants.
What was she threatening to do if you didn't publicly back her?
I don't know what she meant by just, or else come. I don't know what that encompassed at the time.
So how did you feel when you were faced with the choice of either blocking her or just letting everything continue?
I was stressed out because I didn't want any more communication, but I also was nervous about what would happen if I blocked her. But ultimately, I didn't want any more communication, so I chose to block her.
And what happened after that?
She got extremely upset.
How do you know that?
She had a live broadcast where she was extremely angry about it and even cried at the end.
And after that live broadcast and her being very upset, did she discontinue communication with you or at you?
No.
What did she do after that since she was blocked?
She went live about me every single day for hours a day, and it just increased in alarming behavior every single day.
So when you say she went live about you, was this about your commentary on the Chris Watts case?
No.
Or was it about you personally?
Me personally.
At some point, did she disclose personal medical information about you?
Yes, she did.
What was that?
She disclosed that I had a miscarriage over the summer, and what was so upsetting was she blackmailed me with it first. When I didn't comply, she released it.
So describe that for me.
She was on a video, I believe it was December 29th. That was actually one of the videos that prompted me to get help. Her whole entire demeanor was alarming, the way she was speaking, the way she was acting. The thing she was saying that, all kinds of things about me, and saying that if any of my friends ever spoke about her, or if I didn't, basically because I blocked her. She was going to release medical information on me.
And what were the events that caused you to seek the protection order in this case?
Those events, and then becoming aware that at the same time all this was going on, that she had threatened bodily harm and to come to my house prior to this.
Was it your understanding that she knew where you lived?
Yes, she asked for all my information, address, family members.
And was it your understanding that she had that information?
Yes.
And did that include the photo of your husband?
Yes. She also, I'm sorry.
No, please.
During that video, she also stated the biggest thing that pushed me to come was that she said that she had tried to get my attention a year ago by placing a picture of my husband in a advertisement video for the Chris Watts murders. It had no place there. I never saw it, so I didn't know that it happened until this current December.
Have you seen it since then?
Yes.
And do you know when it was reported?
January 5th of 2021.
Would you recognize that video if you saw it?
Yes.
Your Honor, I am approaching to show Ms. Walsh what has been marked as Exhibit 14D. Is this the trailer that was played on January 5th of was it 2020 or 2021?
That would be this past January. So
2021.
yes.
Okay. So it was a year.
Here.
It was roughly 6 months before you had any interaction with Ms. Oriani.
Correct.
Okay. And did you send this video clip?
Yes.
Is this a true and accurate representation of the video clip that you saw of this trailer?
Yes.
And it was presented on Ms. Oriani's channel?
Yes.
So I have your attention now. This is what the uneducated want you to see. Yes, the uneducated. Those who are misinformed. Must feel special. Look it. Oh, Father's Day. Thank you. My dad is special. Oh, is this fast? Scratch and burn? Oh, really? This is more like a soap opera. So funny. That's what I think too. This is what I do. This is what I do. I dissect and I investigate. I investigate the orders. I investigate this case. What does a 35C look like? 4 pages that you fill out? I dare you and encourage you to come take a ride with me.
So, Your Honor, I'm pausing this at 2:31. This is a complete trailer. And Ms. Walsh, is this a trailer for like an upcoming episode that
Yes,
Ms. Oriani was doing at the time?
yes.
So at 2:31, I paused it. There's a photo that seems different than the other photos that were in there. Who's that?
That's my husband.
And I'm going to stop it now. That photo was displayed from 2:31 to 2:37 for 6 seconds.
Shazam, season 2. But Blair, it's a puzzle. It's a lunar eclipse, Blair, but it's not a puzzle. It's a lunar eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse, Blair. It's been talking to Christopher for the past 2 years. But who is Christopher? Who is Christopher? Who is anybody in this puzzle? Find out on season 2. Shazam. What a day. But Blair, all the broadcasting, all copyrights, let's just give it to Christopher.
Your Honor, I request that Exhibit 14D be admitted.
Ms. Oriani, any
No objections.
objection? All right, 14D will be admitted.
And then I'm going to play the related Exhibit 15A, which is Ms. Oriani's more recent commentary on that trailer, so that I can discuss them together. Is this a video clip that you took, Ms. Walsh?
Yes,
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the video clip that you took?
yes.
In November, I mean, like, who's lying up? Well, how about this, Vanessa? You saw the trailer that I did. And something that I put in that trailer that is money now to this day is Andrea Powers sent me a picture of Vanessa's husband. And what did I do? I put Vanessa's husband, that picture, in my trailer. In my Shazam What a Day trailer. Now, everybody's watched this supposedly, okay? Wouldn't you if you were Vanessa? Nobody's gonna know who her husband is, except for Vanessa. If you watch this trailer, it's 2 minutes long, I'm gonna play it, and you see a picture of your husband, wouldn't you say, oh, wouldn't you call up your business partner, supposedly who's Teresa, or your right hand, call Teresa and say, holy shit, what is this trailer? Did you see the part at 1 minute and 19 seconds? What? No. That's Sean. Oh, wait, that's right. Teresa didn't even know what Sean looked like. Nobody knew. But Andrew Powers did. Andrew Powers gave me that shit in 2020 of November and December. And gave me this story, this narrative of Vanessa. And I'm like, I paid no attention to it. Don't care about these people. That's not how I operate. I do my thing. I don't care what people do. So they start messing with me and lying. So I go ahead and I put a picture of Sean in this trailer. And I thought to myself, and I had an aha moment. Vanessa never went to anybody, not even Lieutenant Biani, nobody, and never said a word about the fact that her husband's picture was in the trailer. So I had an aha moment, as I normally do when I think about things. And I said to Teresa, I said, remember how I told you that those Watts Shazam trailers were altered to the point that somebody put on a toe tag of a little baby that was the...
Okay. So, did you see this second clip when it was live?
Yes,
Is that how you became aware that there had been a previous trailer featuring Sean?
yes,
And you heard, did you hear Ms. Oriani discuss the timeline of when she got that photo of Sean?
yes.
What did she say?
She said it was November 2020, which is not true.
She said, I think, November or December of 2020. Does that sound more accurate?
Yes, December 2020 is.
How many months is that before you knew who she was?
It was actually the same day.
And how many months is that before you engaged with her?
6, actually 8 months.
And during that time, she was reaching out to you?
Yes.
Got it. So there's this yellow thing that popped up on that exhibit that says $9.99. What is that?
That's a super chat.
What does that mean?
While she was doing the lives about me, she was collecting money off of them. They're also monetized with commercials.
Understood. Your Honor, I submit Exhibit 15A into evidence. And the prior Exhibit 14D.
Any objection to 15A and
Nope.
14B? Those exhibits will be admitted.
So, leading up to filing the temporary protection order, we've sort of discussed the trajectory of the relationship. What was the most serious thing that happened immediately before you saw the temporary protection order?
It was kind of a culmination of those last several days.
Is it fair to say that it felt more escalated to you once your family was involved?
Absolutely.
And is that part of the reason that you saw the protection order?
That and because of what I was shown about her prior threats.
Are those threats directed at you?
Yes.
And were other people shared with you information tending to show that Ms. Oriani has threatened you?
Yes.
With physical harm?
Yes.
I don't have anything else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Walsh, I'm going to ask you a few questions now. And the reason that I'm cutting in front of Ms. Oriani is I want Ms. Oriani to have the opportunity to then follow up on my questions. And then, of course, Ms. Zimmerman will have an opportunity to follow up as well. What piece of evidence would you direct me to where you felt there was a threat of harm to you?
I have proof of it. I have a screenshot where she says she's going to come to my house and, quote, fuck up my face.
That's the first I've heard of that.
Your Honor, we do have that. It is from a different person. It is a text string between Ms. Oriani and a different person that was forwarded to Ms. Walsh, and so there are admissibility issues, although I would be happy to admit it as it relates to the effect on the listener and not for the truth of the matter asserted. If the court would be interested in seeing.
No, I'm really interested in just the bare bones here. What were you fearful that Ms. Oriani was going to do?
Come to my home and continue to put out information on my family members, including my children.
Okay, well, let me ask you then a rather rhetorical question. How are you different as a blogger or as a researcher for your blog than the celebrities in Hollywood?
I'm definitely not viewed as much as they are.
Okay, so that goes to the amount of fame, okay? But going to Hollywood, they have the tours of the celebrity homes, okay, where celebrities who don't want their public want their addresses made public, and now they have a tour bus driving by their home. How are you different?
Because I've kept my personal information private, there's not that much interest in me. It's all out there now, but it wasn't before.
So you don't consider yourself a public figure?
I wouldn't say a huge one, maybe a small public figure. And I'm not necessarily afraid that she's going to just drive by my house after I saw the threats as well, that she quotes that she wanted to fuck up my face twice, and she said,
Okay, well, that's not in evidence. So,
okay.
based on what your attorney admitted, what do you believe I should be looking at?
The sheer amount, that's just a small sampling of what has gone on, and the fact that even with the TPO, instead of backing off or following the court's order, she escalated it even further than before.
Oh, yeah, right. But there's two prongs here, and what I'm looking for is prong number 1. Okay, so back to the whole reason for the protection order in the first place. Okay, did this cause you emotional harm?
Yes.
How so?
It's caused me anxiety. I've had to go on blood pressure medication, had to increase anti-anxiety meds. I've been unable to work. I spend all my time now trying to see what threats are out there and what's being said instead of putting out content, therefore not making any money.
Okay, well, that's going to be my next question. How about just don't turn on that channel, or I think it's called a channel,
Yeah.
right? The YouTube channel. Why not just don't turn it on?
I don't actually sub to her channel, which is, so how it works is when I pull up my channel every day for work, we have a feed that gives notifications, and it shows me that anyway, and they're sent to me because people are worried about me as well.
All right. Those were my questions. All right, Ms. Oriani, you are going to have an opportunity for cross-examination. Now, you seem well enough versed that I'm going to allow you to just cross-examine yourself, as long as the questions aren't argumentative and aren't testimony. Okay? So, otherwise, I'll let you ask questions and then I'll reword them to make them proper. I'm going to try to assist you if I can. But I'd rather just allow you to carry on. But first, we're going to take a brief break because I did have a glass of water earlier. So we're going to be in recess for 10 minutes and then get started.